Hey everybody, Doug Walker here, just me again this time, sorry, doing the review. I am going to talk about Pixar and Disney's Coco, and the short preview for Frozen 2, which is anything but short. It's actually like, I don't even know, like 25, 30 minutes, like it was really long. And yeah, that was, I remember telling my wife going in, I said, okay, look, this whole short Frozen thing, it's riding the wave, but it's also going to be just an excuse to sell merchandise. And I guaranteed her, I said, everyone's going to be in new clothes, particularly Anna and Elsa. They're going to be in entirely new dresses that are going to be like designed by some sort of high-end, dress designer or something like that. As soon as it starts, she's like, wow, you call that? It's a very cute short. But yeah, literally we walked into Walgreens afterwards and saw merchandise for that short already out. There's actually more merchandise for that short than there was for Coco. But it's a very Christmas-related short too, so blah, blah, blah. That was fine. And then the movie Coco started, and this is getting all sorts of great reviews, and just everyone's praising the hell out of it, and yeah, I loved it too. I really, really liked it. My first big concern, like a lot of people, is it was going to be too much like Book of Life, which I did enjoy. I didn't love, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story, and I loved the way it looked. And it really wasn't. When I saw the trailer, I got that concern because, the world of the dead does look very similar. That's really where it stops. I did not get any other connections, outside of It's a Day of the Dead movie. But that's like saying, look, that movie has the Grim Reaper. That movie has the Grim Reaper. It's kind of a popular idea, guys. It's not like, the Grim Reaper's gonna be a hooded guy with a sickle and usually a skull face. I mean, it's just kind of a common folklore idea. So what I really love about this movie is it has so much that I hate in these kind of cliches. They have the main character going against the family's wishes. They want one thing one way, and that person wants to go against the other. It's hating music, and this one character loves music and wants to show them that music can be great. It has a surprise villain again at the end that suddenly they spring on you. It has all these little elements that just drive me nuts. But they work, and the reason they work is because they very naturally work it into the story. It's hard to see this story without these elements. It's kind of like when I first saw Hot Fuzz, for those of you who have seen this movie. There's a surprise in the last third of Hot Fuzz where I went, oh no, we're doing this, and this movie was going so well. But then you find out it was all part of what it was building up to. It was building up to this great payoff at the end. This isn't quite that, well, it kind of is. It's a big emotional payoff at the end. It's not really a comedic payoff. And it really, really works. And visually, it's stunning, and it's got some wonderful songs in it. It's not done really as a musical. It's done more like somebody goes up and says, I'm gonna sing you this song. Gets the guitars. It's like that. It's not really like, I'm feeling sad. I'm going to sing about how I feel sad. It's not like that. But the songs are really good. One of them, the main one that's going to win the Oscar for Best Song, I don't know. Did anyone else get Drink With Me from Les Mis? I got a little bit of that. It's still a really good song, but I'm like, drink with me. Da, 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 da. I don't know. I got a little bit of that, but blah, blah, blah. Still really good song. Maybe I just heard it differently or something like that, but it's still really, really nice. And what's so clever about the song is when you first hear it, it's big and glamorized, and here's all these showgirls, dancing around. There's the guy with the guitar and the big lights, and then you see as it goes on what it was originally meant for, and the tune changes. Usually in these movies it starts off small and then the song gets bigger and bigger and bigger, at the end, and it's quite the opposite, and it's very, very smart. It's very clever in the way it does that. The colors leap off the screen. I mean, it's just so gorgeous to look at. It's a clever idea. The jokes are very, very funny. It's not quite as joke heavy as some of the other films, I say, like Finding Dory or the Toy Stories or anything like that, but when they do have jokes, they work and they're really solid. I'm trying to think, like, the only Because every time I was mentally making a note saying, oh, well, we're doing this cliche, I'm not gonna like that. But again, so I'm always making notes like that, but then I'm like, well, wait, no, that worked. And, oh, well, that they tied that into this. Well, this sort of came around. So it's like a lot of the problems I was having really fixed themselves. In fact, if anything, they weren't problems at all. It's the fact there's so many other films that have used these cliches and they didn't use it right. This film uses them right. So the problems I have are very nitpicky. There's a bit in the middle where there's like a talent contest and he goes up to perform and it just seemed like an excuse to throw in another song. And it's not even like, I don't know, but for me it wasn't as good as like the other songs in the movie. So, and when the scene wraps up and then you see they're trying to get to where they're trying to get to, I was like, you could have cut that. I didn't see why that was in there. I think that you're gonna laugh. This might be the only time ever where I've actually said, you know, you get killed off the parents. Because they have little to no role in this. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, this is out of all the Disney films where it would have been okay if the parents were out of the picture, this is the one. So, but I'm sure like they've done that cliche to death and they're just, no, it's in every Disney movie, let's not do it. It's kind of like the cliche of, you know, wish upon a star and your dreams will come true. This one, again, like a lot of current Disney films that I want to say started with Princess and the Frog, but maybe it started beforehand. You know, now they're really trying to hammer in, no, go get your dreams and, you know, it's fine to wish, but work for it and stuff, which I don't know, it's debatable. I always sort of thought they taught that anyway, you know, in sort of the other Disney film, but I see the argument against that too. You know, like the Cinderella and Pinocchio and stuff like that, but, you know, apples and oranges, you know, just different points of view. And yeah, I'm trying to think of like any other problems with it, like not that many. I don't know why I thought the movie Moana, because I saw that movie, I thought it was okay, I thought it was decent, and people just fell in love with it, and I was watching this one, and I was saying, you know, again, these are kind of the same, these are similar cliches that were in Moana as well, but something about the way they were integrated into this just felt more genuine. It felt like it was telling a more original story. Maybe it even has to do with the fact that it's a little boy. It's not, you know, like a princess of a kingdom or something like that. You know, maybe even just that little difference can make it can be huge. But I don't know. But there's other cliches that like they did in there that I'm just like, these are fine. I just seen them to death. It didn't seem like enough new stuff was added to it. Here, I mean, it's like just the new stuff added to it. In Moana, you got these beautiful Hawaiian landscapes, you know, and the ocean and the islands, and that's cool, and I know people love that stuff, but here, this is just a whole kingdom that, like, you've never seen, or maybe you've seen a little bit in Book of Life, but you know what I mean, like you've seen variations of this, you know, in Day of the Dead celebrations and stuff like that, but they create a world, and you find out how the world works, and you find out animals can see the dead in this world, and I already thought that was brilliant, but then they have a tie-in that, like, the animals can also become spirit animals, like, and kind of guide you, and you're not even aware of it, and they have to kind of figure it out, and they could go sort of in and out of the world of the dead and the world of the living, and that's why they always see stuff that you don't see, and it's like, that's brilliant, that's so brilliant, and it's full of little touches like that I just love. And, you know, even sort of the modern day jokes that they make, you know, like that they go to a party at one point, they're doing like dubstep and stuff like that. It doesn't seem out of place because it is still a current story, you know, but the majority of it has a timeless feel, but it's still it's still meant to be now. So I felt it didn't feel out of place because it's sort of like a celebration of a bunch of different time periods and ideas and stuff sort of coming together in this world of the dead. And it has the very soft, you know, loving moments. It has the quiet moments as well. One of my favorite moments outside of the end moment that's gonna be the cry moment. Everyone was crying at the end, but I really love this scene where one of the characters goes in the world of the dead here, you know, they can die a second death, and the first time you see that, it's done, again, this could have been so cliched. He sings a song to this guy who's dying the second death. He's fading away, kind of thing. And how do you usually do this? You do this by singing the really nice, really sympathetic song that's so soothing and nice. It's about going into the next world or something romantic like that. And it's not. It's a funny little song that's legitimately funny. Sounds like a real song. It sounds like a funny little song you just sort of sing to yourself very quietly. And there's even a little joke thrown in where he has to hide what one of the words means in front of the main character. And that was so much more effective than if they put the traditional cliche song in there. And that's what I felt like. I felt like even with these cliches going on, they put just enough differences in there and just enough of a different personality to it that it felt lively, it felt new. And that's what I got from this. Every time I thought it was gonna go a direction I wasn't gonna like, or I was gonna roll my eyes and say, oh, this shtick, like, they added something new to it, or they really made it feel like you were hearing this cliche for the first time, and I love that. I really, really love that. So, yeah, I don't have many complaints with this movie. I thought it was really solid. Like I said, maybe the middle dragged a little bit. That's about the most I can get out of it, because again, I don't really care that much about a talent contest, you know. I mean, I think it was just an excuse getting our song out there. But, yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. I thought it was very, very good. I think you should go see it, hear some great music, see some great animation, some good jokes. Just everything's solid. It's a solid movie. You should definitely go check it out. I don't think you're going to draw that many comparisons to Book of Life, those that have seen it. Cause I really like Book of Life, and I love the way it looked and everything, but I did not draw the connection at all. And I was ready to when I saw the trailer. I was almost ready to dislike it, too, after I saw the trailer. After hearing the songs, that they don't want songs, he has to go find someone that ran away, blah, blah, blah. But it really worked. It's like Lilo and Stitch, like how that's kind of a knockoff of E.T., but it turns it into its own thing. And I think you get something that's really nice, really creative, and really worth seeing on the big screen. So definitely go check it out. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I really enjoyed it. I'm curious if you enjoyed it too. So that's about it, and I will see you next time. Take care.